Inspiration, it's such a funny thing, isn't it? We listen to stories from authors that we know and love and their inspiration stories, and it always seems so definitive. They seem so certain about where their inspiration came from. And it definitely wasn't like that for me. I think I felt like I was probably swimming along in a school of fish and grabbed one by the tail, and I had no idea until quite far down the line that I'd grabbed my whale, that this was going to be my novel. But looking back on it, I can say with quite a lot of certainty what the moments of inspiration actually were. And the first was that I'd just finished a course on brain and behaviour, and I'd learned about this thing, a psychological questionnaire that had an inbuilt lie detector. How you fill out the certain questions can tell the person who's assessing the questionnaire how much you lied in it. And that was in the back of my mind. And then one day I was writing a scene not related to anything else I was doing at the time, and I wrote about a brother and a sister, and the sister Mimi was sitting at the kitchen table and she's filling in a psychological questionnaire, and her brother Art is standing behind her looking over her shoulder, and he could see that she was lying. And the thing is that he could see why. He understood where her lies came from. And that felt really interesting to me, and I went on to write other things, but that pair stayed with me and kept coming back to me. And then a little while later, I was driving along listening to In Our Time with Melvin Bragg and his guests, and they were talking about a maths problem that could genuinely, fundamentally change the world if solved, called P versus NP. And I knew straight away that this was the thing that Art would be absolutely obsessed by. It was difficult enough, practically impossible, intransigent enough, rabbit-warren-y enough, touched so many parts of life. And then the third thing, which relates to the sibling relationships in the book, listening to Sigrid Rasing talking about her relationship with her brother, or her relationship with the rest of the family. She had a brother who was an addict, and she spoke very movingly about being the other child in the family, so the one that wasn't demanding all the attention. And I thought that was a very interesting dynamic to think about. The child who isn't sick, the child who isn't the genius, the child who isn't the addict, the child who isn't sucking up all the oxygen in the family.